Amelia shocks by accusing Dakota Johnson of being the third person in her marriage to Jamie Dornan. On September 14, 2025, Vanity Fair magazine released a special issue with the headline, Amelia Warner, telling the truth for the first time, I lost my husband to Dakota Johnson. The magazine cover showed a completely different Amelia, strong, cold, her eyes no longer sad like in previous years. She was no longer Jamie Dornan's wife, or the quiet musician, but a woman who had survived the storm, ready to tell exactly who caused it. I kept quiet for too long. They thought I didn't know anything, that I would look away, that I would meekly play the supportive wife. But no. I knew, and now it was time to speak up. Cracks from the first day. When Jamie Dornan took on the role of Christian Grey in the 50 Shades of Grey series, Amelia Warner was pregnant with her second daughter. She recalls, I didn't object. I trusted him. I believed it was just a job. But no one was prepared for what happened next, the chemistry between Jamie and Dakota. According to Amelia, things began to change behind the scenes of the first film. Jamie would often come home late. His phone was always face down. There were nights when he didn't come home. And when he did, he was silent. Indenia BLE signs. One winter night in 2016, Amelia accidentally saw a message pop up on Jamie's screen while he was sleeping. I miss the look in your eyes in today's scene. But I'm not sure it was an act. The message was from D. J. Amelia recalls, I knew it was Dakota. I asked Jamie. He said it was a joke. That the whole crew was texting stupid stuff. But I saw the look in his eyes, and I knew it wasn't a joke. After that night, Amelia began to live in a state of limbo between disbelief and disbelief. She was everywhere. After the global success of 50 Shades, Jamie became a big name. He started traveling more, attending events without his wife. And there, always Dakota Johnson. She was at parties I wasn't invited to. Backstage photos, hugging Jamie, smiling. And I was rocking the baby to sleep, cooking porridge, reading fairy tales. Once, Amelia saw a video on Instagram of Dakota calling Jamie, my soulmate on screen and off screen. She sent Jamie a smiley emoji in return. No explanation. I realized I had been replaced. Not by another wife, but by the ideal co-star, romanticized by the media and Jamie himself. Jamie Dornan, the two-faced man. Amelia doesn't call Jamie a traitor. But she doesn't defend him either. Jamie was a good father, but a terrible husband. He didn't hit me, he didn't yell at me, but he abandoned me, with his silence and his eyes always looking elsewhere. She added, he never admitted to having anything with Dakota. But the truth didn't need words. It was evident in every look, every touch, every time he wasn't there when I needed him. Dakota, heroine OR spoiler. After Amelia's interview, social media exploded. The keywords #Amelia speaks out and #Dakota the other woman immediately topped Twitter, X worldwide. The online community is divided. One side defends Dakota, saying she has no obligation to other people's marriages. One side supports Amelia, calling Dakota a screen heroine, behind-the-scenes saboteur. Dakota's reaction, strike back or respond. 4 days after the magazine was released, Dakota Johnson appeared on the red carpet at the Venice Film Festival. When asked about Amelia's accusation, she simply replied, I don't live to please other people's imaginations. No confirmation, no denial, just a smirk, and a powerful black dress. Jamie Dornan is silent, again. The person who was called out the most, Jamie Dornan, said nothing. No comment, no appearances. No posts. His silence was interpreted in many ways, as tacit approval, as cowardice? Or, as protection from further harm to Dakota? The last call, Amelia revealed that 2 weeks before the divorce was announced, she and Jamie had one last conversation. I asked him, "Do you love Dakota?" He said, "I don't know. But I know I don't love you the way you deserve." After the storm, Amelia becomes a voice for women left behind. Amelia didn't write a book, didn't take on advertising contracts. But she began appearing at women's events, sharing the invisible trauma of those betrayed by men who never dared to admit it. She told a TEDx conference, "We women aren't afraid of the truth. We're afraid of living our whole lives with lies wrapped in a deliberate smile." The end. Who's the loser? Jamie loses his image as the perfect husband, and no one stands by his side on the red carpet. Dakota is still a star, but her upcoming projects are constantly under scrutiny. Amelia, the seemingly victim, is the only one who emerges from this story as a human being, liberated. Does every movie story have to become a real-life tragedy? A critic wrote in The New Yorker. We love Christian and Anna, but we forget that behind them are real people, with real choices, real mistakes, real pain. The story of Amelia, Jamie and Dakota is more than just a love triangle. It is a symbol of the tragedy of fame, where truth is always sacrificed.